Have you had enough of the abuse? Have you always wanted to have a truly loving and caring relationship full of attraction and passion, but abusive lovers are all you ever end up with, preventing you time after time from getting and keeping the love of your dreams? Believe me, I know what it's like. I've been there. There's nothing more depressing than the frustration and disappointment that comes from believing you may have found the love of your dreams, only to find that the one that you thought cared for you is your worst enemy, perhaps the most dangerous villain in your life. Not to mention it's frightening. The anxiety can be nearly impossible to bear. Even though you may decide to try harder, be nicer, and to please your lover more, it always ends up bad. Either with cruel words that break your heart and threaten you to be left alone and isolated, or even to be physically abused. And sadly, some suffer from both of this type of degrading and damaging treatment. Men and women, no gender is immune. Surprisingly, you may seem to find no one that you can talk to that seems to understand or that can do anything to help. You're left feeling like you may always be cursed with bad love and hurtful partners. You feel like a failure, and the seeds of doubt begin to grow in your mind as you question your own value and if everything's your fault. You end up feeling guilty, confused, overwhelmed, and embarrassed, and the fear seems to keep you paralyzed. Until recently, the only way to break free from this cycle of abuse was to seek help from a personal life coach, a therapist, or a psychologist, sometimes even from the police, so that you could begin to get clarity, start considering how to keep yourself safe, and how to safeguard yourself from ever falling back into the seemingly inevitable trap of being attracted to and attracting only abusive people to be your partner time after time. However, the big problem with this option is that good life coaches are extremely expensive, with many coaches charging over $400 per month for individual coaching sessions. You may have insurance to supplement some of the cost to seek help from a therapist or a psychologist, but even if it is affordable, there's no guarantee that you will find just the right professional that knows how to help you with your unique situation. They may have you come back week after week for months, even years, and though you might feel better about yourself, you may still be afraid to do anything about the abuse you're receiving if you are in an abusive relationship now. And most likely, you may still be stuck with the root problem. That is, thinking patterns and beliefs that keep you attracted to selfish people that sooner or later end up abusing you. That's why today I'm delighted to share with you my brand new training called Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships that is capable of teaching you everything you need to know to break up with an abuser and how to easily spot one before you get entangled with them to begin with. This training causes your mind to think differently about love and your future and to automatically attract genuine, authentic, and kind people into your life. People you also find attractive. I know that may sound unbelievable, but in a moment you'll see how it all works, so just keep watching. My name is Dale Diaz, and I'm a life coach that specializes on this topic. For the last 12 years, I've helped hundreds of men and women who have been abused, either physically, emotionally, and psychologically, to break free from the grip of the ugly abusive cycle. Now, this online course, as the name suggests, Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships, is an easy-to-understand program that teaches you the truth about how abusers think, what their patterns of behavior are, so that you can identify these insidious, dangerous fakes from the start. And of course, how to safely counteract their bullying, their neglect, and their hateful disrespect. You learn practical things you can do to keep yourself safe, even when it's time to end the relationship and escape the abuse. Best of all, this training walks you through certain advanced processes that cause your mind to shift its way of thinking so that you're no longer being ruled by habit or an abuser's manipulations. The simple repatterning system that you receive with this course not only allows you to attract emotionally healthy people that you are highly attracted to from now on, it also provides the learnings necessary to find inner peace and to feel whole and complete, whether you happen to have a lover or not at the moment. Unlike many relationship training courses, Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships does not contain patronizing information or throwaway advice that you find in the latest edition of Cosmo. Instead, it outlines shocking secrets and the exact steps you need to take to stop someone from abusing you, to break up with a chronic abuser, and then to meet interesting new men or women that are secure, kind, and loving. You'll finally know how to instantly filter out the losers and liars and quickly identify the gold nugget individuals who have true relationship potential. Let me show you one example of exactly how the process we do together in this course works. Let's say that you've ended the relationship, you're out, you're safe, but you're lonely and you feel like half a person. You know that going back to the abuser will just repeat the problem, but you're conflicted. You may almost start to think it's worth the risk because of how much you miss the companionship and other benefits of the so-called love affair. You may even think that you're still in love with the abuser. The process starts with you identifying the root negative feelings so that they can be released from your heart and mind. Through simple imagination and a series of easy-to-take steps, you neutralize these injured feelings, while you even feel differently about the person. You don't have to hate the abuser if you don't want to, but at least you won't feel compelled to accept their abuse back into your life or to have to endure a heartbreaking longing for the love of that person. This one entire process, that may take less than 7 minutes, instantly resolves some of the main issues, including the misery of feeling alone, abandoned, and hopeless. This is just one example. You may want to release other feelings as well, such as feelings of unworthiness, guilt, shame, or fear of the future. Within a very short time during this course, you gain back the confidence and self-esteem that the abuser started to destroy in you. Plus, you'll also discover these points: how to make yourself safe during an abusive episode, how to safely break up and end a relationship with an abusive person, a simple checklist that teaches you how to spot a potentially abusive person before you let them into your life, why you are often attracted to people who so often turn out to be abusive, either emotionally or physically, what the true causes are of abuse in relationships, what you can do to stop the abuse no matter how dangerous the toxic person is, and finally, how to help others, including friends and family, to escape abusive relationships. But don't listen to me. Here's what customers have to say. From David B., a divorcee and successful salesman, he says, "As a nice guy, I've always been a magnet for narcissistic, psychopathic, emotionally abusive women. Now, I seem to naturally repel them. I just don't find them to be a temptation anymore, and they leave on their own anyway. Not a problem for me. There are too many nice women out there that are beautiful." And from Wendy D., a typical girl next door, as she puts it, says, "I was afraid to leave my boyfriend, and we had children together. I didn't know what to do. After going through just the first part of this course, I had a plan of how I could escape without him trying to kill me. I'm happy to say I pulled it off. It didn't end up being that hard to do." If you've stayed with me this far, I'm sure you're wondering how much this course, Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships, is going to be. And that's a fair question, given that this training reveals the exact same proven psychological secrets and effective strategies that you'd expect from a $2,000 to $6,000 relationship seminar or workshop. But there's a limit on my time and the number of people I can help personally, so I created this course to allow everyone who wants to break free from abuse to have access to the life-changing tools I've developed over the last 12 years. For a strictly limited time, and only from this webpage, you can get full access to the entire course on Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships for a single one-time payment of just $19.95. So if you want to break free from the prison of abusive relationships and learn how to connect with the beautiful, kind people of the world around you, just click the Get Access Now button that you see below. And you'll be glad to know that the Safeguard Against Abusive Relationships course comes with my personal 100% rock solid money back guarantee. If you don't love the program for whatever reason, then I actually don't want to keep your money. All you have to do is shoot me a quick email and I'll immediately refund every cent. If ignorance or fear has held you back from escaping abuse, this is the time to find out the solution. We both know you've been struggling with abusiveness for way too long. If you don't do something about it now, nothing's going to change. You can finally break free from the horror of an abusive relationship. You can avoid falling in love with just another abusive person again. And most importantly, you can rediscover the joy and happiness in having an exciting and loving relationship in the future, simply by clicking the button and starting the course today. Picture right now the moment you are having a wonderful meal in a beautiful restaurant and enjoying the thrill of a great conversation with a new friend and potential lover that you know is truly kind and gentle. You smile, you laugh, and you feel the heavy weight that has been lingering for so long start to lift. You get a glimpse of a whole new life ahead of you, and you're eager to find out where this new path might lead. That's what I want for you, and I know it's what you want for yourself. So click the Get Access Now button right now, and let's get you started today.